Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to episode 7 of my online business talk. Today we welcome Raza. Raza is an author, speaker, and sales strategist, a digital business entrepreneur. I am Otman, your host. Raza, thank you so much for accepting my invite today. May you please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure, Ottoman. It's really great to be here, and you're a fellow Torontonian, so that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm Raza, as you have mentioned. I live here in Toronto, Canada, and I live here with my wife. We've been married for 17 years, and I have a daughter who's 12 years old, and we have a 1-year-old rabbit. That's the family that lives here.
That's cute.
And a little bit about me. I mean, after I graduated, I stepped into the job market. I did about 13 years in the corporate world in HR. Then the bug of being an entrepreneur got planted in me during that time in the corporate world. And so I decided that I'm going to try my hand at being an entrepreneur. And this is when I fell flat on my face. I could not make it happen. Ton of heartbreak, challenges, struggles, lost some money. My wife and I, we were trying to invest in real estate and that didn't pan out, all that kind of stuff. And I remember until I met a mentor who ultimately became my mentor. And he said to me, he said, Raza, whatever you want to accomplish, somebody out there has already done it. Whether you want to go into real estate or whether you want to get into fitness or whether you want to have a good nutrition plan or you want to have a business, you want to write a book, somebody out there has already done it. And instead of you trying to figure out things on your own, where you have limited experience and all of that stuff, find somebody or some people who have already done what you want to do and follow them. And I'll tell you that one advice I still remember till today and over the past decade has really served me well. So yeah, so fast forward to today, I'm here talking to you and looking
Yes.
forward to a great chat.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I appreciate what you just said. Yeah, exactly. Instead of reinventing the wheel, might as well use what's existing and make it better, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
our own advantage. For sure, for sure. I like that.
I think you said it
Um,
very well there, Osman. I've rarely seen it put that way. Is instead of reinventing, take what's good out there and make it great, right? Like, and that's really, really great how you put it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, absolutely. So, Reza, I went through your social media. Sorry for being a creep. Uh,
That's what
no,
it is for, right?
yeah, exactly. That's what we do. We leverage social media, right?
Yeah.
I went through your post, and first of all, they're very inspirational. I got very inspired, but I try to understand a little bit what you do, where you're coming from, your personality, because I think that whatever people post on social media is a reflection of their personality. Um, and I understand that you have a deep understanding of the science of human potential. And when we talk about human potential, uh, often people come to you for a reason, right? They ask you, how do you get those results? How do you do things the way you do it, right? Whether it's for personal development, business, lifestyle change, whatever it is. So, first of all, if you could explain informally how is the science of human potential important in personal development, and how can it be implemented to succeed in a business?
Yeah. What an awesome question, Othman. This is, I think we live in a different world right now. We live in a crazy world, and the world is moving extremely fast. And and we see that happen right in front of our eyes. But yet, when it comes to our own development, when it comes to us creating results, whether that be in the arena of finances or business or personal fitness or relationships and everything, we just seem to take the slowest route possible to get to the result. And my belief is that, that yes, I'm grateful for everything that I have and that I've been able to accomplish. But the question is there a better way? And there always is a better way that is more effective, that's more efficient. But guess what? Those ways require me to be much more stronger and courageous and bold, and because I'm going to have to break the mold to go out of the ordinary. So when you ask this question, this the science or the thinking behind human potential, I mean, we as human beings, we can accomplish anything that we set our minds to. I think we've been conditioned over time by our education system and our parents and the way we grow up that failure is bad. When we have a setback, that it's no good, that it means that you are no good, and all of that stuff. And what I've discovered over the past decade and 10, 12 years is that, it's not failures over here and successes over here. They're actually both on the same plane. It's like saying that, I want to get fit but I don't want to eat. Like, it's like one and the same kind of thing. Like, it's not two separate things, it's the same. And this context, as soon as people are able to shift that they're not necessarily, most people play defensive instead of offensive, and what that simply means is that they are going to do something so that they don't fail. Whereas you kind of put the failure aside and know that the failure is part of the process, and you just go all in and know that there will be setbacks, know that there will be challenges, know that there will be things that you have to learn. And I think when you change that context, everything just opens up. And having this belief that there is a better way, like, I use that belief every single day. Is there a better way to be a better husband? Absolutely, I can learn. Is there a better way to be a better dad, or better, more efficient way to grow muscles? Is there a better way to do business? Right? Like, all those things have a common thing. And once you build that belief, know that failures and setbacks are going to be part of the process. Your world will completely change, and it will change very fast.
Yeah, I like the fact that you touched on failure, because I don't see personally, I don't see failure as a negative thing, because failure your failures today are your tomorrow's success. So if you take those lessons learned from your failures and you implement them in your future task or whatever you entertain in life, there is a common denominator, which is success.
Yes.
And there is nothing wrong with failure. Absolutely agree with that. um, other aspects of things that I tell people in general when they say, how can I be successful? I think people must know their strengths and also have to be willing to learn more.
Mhm.
Hence why we fail, because we need to learn more, and it's okay to fail, to learn more. And the best way to succeed, in my humble opinion, is to develop good habits,
Mhm.
and have a system in place, right? And to make it put it simply, the system is your mindset,
Mhm.
and you design your mindset through good habits, which then helps you with your decision making.
That's right.
So
So they're all connected, and you're putting it so well. I say something similar. I said, whenever you go to do something new, there are three things that you're going to have to develop. Number one is you're going to have to develop new routines. Number two, you're going to develop new disciplines. And number three, new skill sets. And these three things take time. It's not like, when I hired my nutritionist and my trainer back in January 2021, just because I paid her doesn't mean I have the transformation all of a sudden. I had to build new routines, I had to build new disciplines, and I had to build new skill set. I had tremendous amount of setbacks throughout 2021 with my eating, with my workouts, getting injured, all of that stuff, right? But ultimately, you plow through. You got a coach, you got a blueprint that you're working, and lo and behold, today in 2022, I turned 46 last week. I'm in the best shape of my life, right? And I feel that's what people hesitate in building those new routines, building new disciplines, and building new skill set, because people sometimes have a notion that they already know whatever it is that they need to know in order to succeed, and that's what the downfall is.
Yes, yes, absolutely, and looks like Raza, you have developed a lot of good habits in the past years, and you have shifted your mindset and life around, and developed good habits, and so that shift of mindset. And I think one of them was, you mentioned earlier that you were in the corporate world, and you were looking to start your entrepreneurial journey, and one of them is being part of the online space. So, why did you join the online space, and what was the trigger that has made you decide to start an online business and get into affiliate marketing?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, before you respond, I just want to clarify to our audience what affiliate marketing is, and maybe you can chime in as well. I define it as a modern version of traditional commission selling. So somebody, an affiliate marketer, sells product on behalf of somebody else, an affiliate merchant, and gets to keep an agreed percentage of the proceeds. And the commissions vary, but in our line of business, Raza, the commissions can be up to 50% of the product value plus bonus plus profit sharing. So
Absolutely.
to you,
Absolutely.
Raza.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. So I think the what really got me here. So first of all, I had built a great career for myself prior to the pandemic. As a professional speaker, I got hired by founder-led organizations and represented their ideas and their high-ticket offers and vision on stages and conferences and workshops and seminars all across North America, Africa, and Europe. And I was having a time of my life. I loved it. And because my because my career was dependent on travel and events, it all came to a complete halt back in March 2020. And so that's what the trigger was, that I started looking at what else am I going to do? Because like you and like many others, I too have goals, man. I mean, my wife and I, we want to invest in our future. Our daughter is 12. We want to continue to invest in our future. I want to be big enough to continuously support my parents financially and all that stuff. So that requires me playing a bigger game. So the my course of action in the months following the pandemic was really, I was looking at buying an existing business. I was actually looking at an accounting firm in downtown Toronto. It's a small business. I was looking at laundromats. I was looking at car washes and all of that stuff. And while I was doing my research on this, here's what happened. I found out that during this whole pandemic, any company or individual who had figured out this whole online thing was thriving. And I thought to myself, I'm like, how do I get a piece of this? And that's where I started going down this route. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a product of my own. I don't want to have a product of my own. I don't want to develop it right now. That's not my mindset. What is it that I can do online that allows me to leverage the internet and have affiliate relationships and be able to do something? So that was just an idea. And then as I was continuing my research, an ad popped up of a couple who invited me to kind of look at this system that they have put in place. And lo and behold, I just went down that route and really never looked back. And this was just about, I think, 19 months ago, 20 months ago.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely good points and good triggers to decide to switch into the online space. And what I like to say, and one of my favorite sentence, the internet is an infinite pool of customers at your fingertips. And
Yeah.
we're talking about billions and billions of people. And I guess I was watching a video yesterday from an influencer, and he was like today there are more computer displays than human beings.
Oh my gosh.
True stats, true stats. So
Wow.
that's how and our world is just shifting towards a more powerful internet, more powerful internet-based systems. So everything is shifting on toward the online space, and definitely COVID was a trigger to many people because it has disturbed many industries, many jobs. Job security became a fairy tale. Uh, so going into an online system or a turnkey system, because that's what we offer, is a turnkey solution, um, uh, is definitely one way to go. There are many other
Mhm.
ways to go. It's not made for everyone, but is it, do you have the support to succeed and to reach your dreams? Of course you do, if you have the will to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's really one of those things, right? That when you do your due diligence, I and you look at people who are succeeding, you will see people from all walks of life. There are people who are making a lot more money than me, and they don't even have any experience, right? So, what's the difference between the two, right? It's people's dedication and knowing, again, it's how quickly you build the new routines and disciplines and skill set ultimately dictate how quickly you are going to start getting results.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. And definitely this the converting into the online space pushes your boundaries, and again, skill set, learning more,
Mhm.
failing, succeeding. It's a try and error, right? But ultimately you have to have the end goal in mind. If you keep that end goal in mind, and you, whatever, people like putting vision boards. If
Yeah,
you wake up every morning, you look at that vision board and you look at those goals, you're gonna say, I'm at it, I'm gonna make it happen, because it is
yeah,
possible. This business has turned people uh, from nothing to 100.
yeah.
So, and it changed people's life around. But what was the common denominator between all those people? They wanted to succeed. They had the will. They wanted to put in the effort, right? There is no success without effort. So let's be clear with that.
Nope. Time, energy, effort, and monetary investment. Those
Yeah.
are always the key.
So, as you know, Raza, there are a lot of systems out there. There are a lot of affiliate marketing programs out there. Uh, what made you choose this system? What is unique about this system that you decided to plug into?
So the thing I fell in love with here is the automation of the entire thing. I guess one of the edge that I had is because of my travel, because of meeting so many people across the world. I've seen people when, so many professionals, when they decide to work on their plan B and they want to build a business online, they all get stuck in the weeds, 90% of the people. And what do I mean by weeds? Imagine, Othman, if I just wanted to come visit you. Imagine if I just, instead of stepping into the car and driving down there, imagine if I got stuck building the car. And forget about visiting you. I mean, that's going to take me forever. My learning curve is going to be huge. I don't know how to put the car together, and all that stuff is going to take me days, weeks, months, maybe a year to build this car to ultimately come down and see you. I just want to get into a car and come down, right? I'm not interested in all the intricacies and all of that stuff. What I notice throughout the world is most people, when they go to build a plan B online, they get stuck in the weeds. They're building websites, they're understanding sales funnels, they're trying to understand how to write the email sequence and do webinar presentations, how to craft a webinar and the slides, and then do the presentation. And then not only that, gather people for social proof so that they can show that the product or service is working, and then get onto the phone with prospects and do selling and all of that stuff, right? And I thought about this and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to step into the online world, I don't want to do this stuff because I want to do the fun part, which is making money, right? So I want to get to that part as quickly as possible. And what I notice, most people never get to that part. They give up in the middle when they get stuck with technology. So what I loved about the system over here is because everything was done for me.
Mhm.
The when it comes to creating my landing page, my website, writing my email sequences for month, 2 month email sequences, somebody else is doing my presentation on my behalf while I'm doing something else. A system is set up. I don't need to get on the phone with anybody if they haven't done their due diligence. There's 100,000 people inside of our private community that provides social proof. I would not have been able to do it on my own. That would have costed me a ton of money and ton of time to be able to do that. It's already done for me. And then, and only then, if somebody is ready and they go through the entire process and they want to have a conversation with me, they're much more qualified to speak to me. They're much more qualified for me to get on the phone and spend time answering their questions and everything like that. So to me, this entire system is what sold me. I just had not seen it like built like this. And I also know of people who actually spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to build a system like this.
Absolutely. I think you've described it very well and covered pretty much everything. And yes, it's good to compare to starting from scratch or leveraging an existing system. And the big difference is obviously the knowledge and the tools and the overheads, right? Like, are you willing to risk spending thousands and thousands of dollars and risking that the
Yeah,
return will be in the negative still, or plugging into an existing system and leveraging a community and a training, right? Because we have a training platform as well, an interactive training platform, video based,
absolutely
right?
awesome. Yeah,
And people leverage that to learn, and it's step by step, right? And that's why we have people from different walk of lives, but as you mentioned earlier, right, whether you're a student or you're a retiree, right? Like, look at, like, there is like the interval of age is huge, right? And they all succeeded one
yeah,
way or the other because of the training platform, because of the mentorship, the coaching, which is very important because you're not alone. You're not alone, right? So, and also there is no competition, right? Like,
mm,
if today you tell me there is competition on the internet, like, I mean, I will argue that hardly. I will hardly argue that. Yeah, and what I find very good about the system, like you mentioned, also is the automation, right? You don't have to set the email marketing, right? All of that is automated in the background. The webinars are set, right? You don't have to be there present, right? So that gives you a taste to your time freedom that you can actually enjoy with your loved ones, or enjoy building something else on the side while you have a passive income producing machine working for you.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's what it's
So,
all about. Absolutely. Leverage.
yeah, leverage, exactly. So that's good. We talked about the business and the benefits of the business, but what were the benefits for you as a person? what are some of the benefits that you have experienced with this digital business, and how did it change your lifestyle?
Um, it's really great. You know, when you talk about the benefits, one of the things that stands out, I remember seeing this quote, and that is, it's by Warren Buffett. He said, if you don't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until the day you die.
Yes.
And I thought that was powerful. And in my whole grand plan, I did not have anything that would be doing the work for me while I sleep. And I think this is a beautiful thing to have, because I spend a couple of hours on this business doing great things like these conversations, and while we're having these conversations, our system is live and people are checking out the products and offers and all of that stuff. And that's the beautiful thing. If you can truly understand that, that imagine being able to make the same kind of money that you're making at your job, but instead of spending 8 hours a day, you spend 2 hours. What would you do with the rest of the 5 6 6 hours, right? You know, could you be building something else? Could you be spending more time with your kids? Could you be spending more time with your spouse? Could you be, you know, pursuing your passion, your health, your fitness goals, whatever the case may be? So I think that's the possibility that is present to me. When I came in this business, I came with a 3 to 5 year vision, and over 3 to 5 years I want to take it to a certain level. But I'll tell you something I was able to do that, you know, I remember a long time ago, I used to think that to myself, that when I do this, I think I've made it. And I
Mhm.
did something last week on Valentine's Day. And I woke up my wife at 4:30 in the morning. She had no idea what was going on. And I said, come on, let's go and watch the sunrise. She's like, she's like, what, in the winter? So I got her in the car somehow and managed to, we drove to the airport. We took a flight to Montreal. We went to breakfast in Montreal over there. And then we went shopping around a little bit. We went to a cafe. We went to have lunch and all that stuff. And we enjoyed the day in Montreal. We went back to the airport, flew back home, and we were back home at like 5 6 o'clock. This whole trip was one of those things that was, to me, it was a treat for me so that I could treat my wife from the business. To be able to do this kind of thing is a new memory that I've created for my wife and I. And to me, I'm just looking forward to doing more crazy things like these.
I
And
love it.
not only that, of course, and supporting the causes that are important to me. I'm a huge supporter of the Sick Kids Hospital, as well. And driving a lot of money into investments so that we can, you know, not only for our future, but for my daughter as well.
Perfect. Amazing. And I love the story. That's actually an amazing. You gave me an idea now. What's good about the story is that the fact that you were spontaneous.
Yeah,
Having the time freedom allows you to wake up in the morning without an alarm clock and say, you know what I'm gonna do today? I wanna go shopping in Montreal.
that's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
I mean, it doesn't take taking a plane from Toronto to Montreal. We're not talking about thousands and thousands of dollars, right? It's totally feasible, but it's about the time. Do you have the time to do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. And
Some
it's a
people
lot of
like
fun. Highly recommended, by the way.
yeah, I used to live in Montreal. I love that city,
Yeah.
especially the nightlife for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's good. They've been as spontaneous, and that's exactly what people look for: spontaneity, being able to enjoy the little things that life can offer, right? And just wake up in the morning and say, "What the heck? I want to do this," right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. Definitely, that's one of the huge benefits of this business: time freedom for sure,
Yeah.
and the fact that also you said you can invest into your future, save a nest egg for your future, for your family and your kids. That means that this business offer that possibility, right? And to be clear with our audience, is this system offers a very extensive commission plan, a patented commission plan which is global. By the way, this business is tax registered, is legitimate. So you will receive your tax slip at the end of the year, so you better claim it.
Yeah.
And it is definitely a juicy commission plan, and there are so many, like I said earlier, so many affiliate programs out there. I've considered many of them, but it came one of the reasons that pushed me through obviously is the system, the automation, but also the commission plan, because if you work toward, like you said, you're working, it's a long-term plan for you,
Hmm.
as well as for me it's a long-term plan as well, because to get where we want to be, it will definitely take time and effort, but you don't need to invest yourself 6-8 hours per day. Like you said, 2 hours per
Hmm.
day is more than enough, because you're leveraging a system, right, an existing system. Well, that's all
Absolutely.
great words. So what are some advice you will give to people sitting on the fence?
Oh, get off the fence. It's very uncomfortable being on the fence. It's either a yes or a no. It's not a maybe. I think your time is too precious for you to stay in the maybe. Yes or no. It's a decision. And one of the traits, that has been written about, and this is not something new. This is something that is based on study and research. If you and you can look it up, there is a book called Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill, and he's identified one of the traits of the highly successful people, and that is in the area of decision making. And he opens that chapter off and he says, according to analysis, over 25,000 people, that's a big number. Speaking to them and understanding them revealed that lack of decision was near the head of all the major causes of failure. And because those who are decisive in life, they don't linger on a maybe or this and that, and they just spend weeks and months and years just in that space. Those are not the ones who create it's a decisive people. They're like, you know what, I have some basic information, looks good to me, boom, I'm in. And then they learn the rest of it as they go. So my message to those people would be that the only thing that Offerman and myself we ask is you do your due diligence and do it effectively, do it promptly, do it quickly. This is not about taking months and months and months trying to decide. This is about you taking days or weeks to decide whether or not this is a journey you are going to take on. And if it is for you, great. We look forward to working with you. If it's not for you, great. We wish you a lot of luck, and at least you did your due diligence.
For sure, for sure. And there is a process, right? We give you all the tools to make a constructive decision. And like you and I, it started with the webinar.
Yep.
We watch a webinar. We understood where they explained what the business, the economics of the business are, the business plan. You will hear from people from different walk of life, testimonials. You'll relate to their experience, you relate to their struggles, you will see their wins throughout this their experience in this business. And then the next step, if you think you're the good fit, the next step will be to watch your pre-coaching videos. The pre-coaching videos is a one-time fee. By the way, this system is no fees, no monthly fees, no yearly fees. So you're not paying to use the system.
Yep.
Um, so like I said, the next step after the webinar, if you decide to move ahead to the next step, is you're going to be your pre-coaching videos. You're going to watch your videos where you're going to be introduced to the product. You're going to be introduced in more detail into the business plan, affiliate marketing, and what we do and how we leverage social media. And then that's when you gotta make your decision whether you want to book your strategy call with a coach or you want a refund. So by the way, there is a fee for the pre-coaching videos. It's $149 I believe, and it's refundable within 30 days. So it's risk-free and
Yeah.
no strings attached. So just take it as I'm putting a deposit and that deposit might get back to me, and that's the only fee you will ever pay for this system.
That's right.
Yeah. So there is a process. We trusted in the process. We took the leap of faith, and I personally will say I have no regrets, and I will continue to work towards my goals because this is definitely one of the tools to make me reach them. Any
Yeah.
closing words, Raza, before we end the
No,
interview?
no, I think that's about it. I think it's really about thinking, in this changing world, looking at doing things out of the ordinary and thinking outside the box. And social media, online marketing, digital marketing, all of that stuff is I'd really call it the skill of the 21st century right now. And you and I, we all have an opportunity to be able to leverage that, learn it, and be able to do things for ourselves and our families and for the causes that are important to us. So good luck.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Raza, thank you for your time this Friday. It was really nice chatting with you and getting your point of view on a lot of the business aspects and personal development and mindset growth. Very much appreciated. Food for thought for everyone. I wish you all a happy weekend ahead, and we'll talk soon. Thank
You
you.
got it.
Have a good day.
Awesome. Have a good one.